The book of Daniel, chapter 11, verse 32b says, "But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits." Welcome to the BWGM January 2023 prayer month with the theme, Hold Firm and Do Exploits.
A beautiful morning to you all. Welcome to the day 23 of the Builders with God Ministry, January prayer month. My name is Bukola Omolayo. Today, we'll be talking about the worker at his best. I'll be taking the reading from 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Easy to read version. Do your best to be the kind of person God will accept and give yourself to Him. Be a worker who has no reason to be ashamed of his work. One who applies the truth, teaching in the right way. Who is a worker? A worker is an employee or a laborer who performs service to an individual or an organization. We are laborers in God's vineyard, doing service to the Lord. The Bible says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 6b to 7, King James Version, "Not with eye service as men pleasers, but as a servant of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men." As laborers in God's vineyard, we are to provide service with good will. We are expected to provide a high quality service. So as a choir member, what service are you providing in the ministry or in the church you are in? Is it excellent? My prayer, Lord, I want to put in my best at what I do in the ministry, but I find myself struggling. I receive the grace to work effortlessly. I refuse to labor in vain without any fruiting. In the book of 2 Kings chapter 5, verses 1 to 27, we are told of Naaman, the Syrian, who was instructed by Elisha to go dip himself 7 times in Jordan, and he became healed of leprosy. After this, Naaman acknowledged there is no God on earth except the God of Israel. He then offered a gift to Elisha, but Elisha refused. It was common for prophets to receive gifts in those days. In 1 Samuel chapter 9, verse 7 to 9, when Saul was looking for his father's ass, and his servant suggested they go to the seer, he said they didn't have any gift to give him, so he was reluctant. Also in 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 3, when Jeroboam sent his wife to inquire of prophet Ahijah, he sent her with a gift. In this particular instance, Elisha turned down this gift for a reason. Let's not forget, Elisha did not meet Naaman at first. He sent God's instruction to him. It was not about prophet Elisha. Jesus told us in Luke chapter 14, verse 27, that there were many lepers in Israel at the time Naaman was healed. Even after, yet no other leper was healed miraculously. But in 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 20, we see Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, reasoning with himself that Naaman should not be allowed to go like that without dropping something. He went after him. He went after Naaman to collect out of the items Naaman brought. How honorable it would have been if Naaman got back to Syria and reported to the king of Syria that the man of God did not collect anything. What honor, what great honor would have been ascribed to the God of Israel by the people of the unbelieving nation of Syria. What ought to be for God, Gehazi took for himself. He got silver, he got garments, he got things that men ascribe as honor. Gehazi moved presumptuously. He did what was not appropriate. He acted beyond boundaries. He lost all sensitivity. Greed overtook him. He was a discontented worker. In this prayer month, we are reminded that as a people in God's labor force, we should deepen our roots in prayers and be sensitive to God's leading and God's limits. We would not walk presumptuously. David said in Psalm 19 verse 13, King James Version, "Keep back your servants from presumptuous sin. Let them not have dominion over me." In conclusion, how are you walking in the ministry or in the mission field? Is it heartily? Colossians 3:23, King James Version says, "Whatsoever you do, do it heartily as unto the Lord." Lord, I want to walk worthy of the calling. Lord, I don't want to run in vain. I humble myself to receive your instruction for ministry. Goodbye. God bless.
Thank you for joining in on today's episode of this podcast. Join us again, same time, same place tomorrow for another insightful episode. God bless you.